Hi, welcome to Diamonds and Crochet. My name is Erica. Today I'm going to be working on a piece by the one with the diamond art. It is A Thoughtful Morning by Fanira. I'm going to be switching it up today and using a different pen. I do like this pen as well. It is a pen by O'Brien's Custom Turning on Etsy. It's a pretty pastel rainbow with lots of glitter and iridescent flakes throughout it. In my single placer, I'm going to be using by Pure Bliss Wax Co. Is it going to focus? All right, it's Pure Bliss Wax Company's Diamond Daughter Sticky Wax in the scent Mermaid Cove. And in my multi-placer, I'm going to be using also by Pure Bliss Wax Co. Their Diamond Daughter Dot Putty in the scent Rose Milk. Let's see, Mermaid Cove. This one right here has a very ocean floral scent. I'm not good at describing top notes or those types of things, but to me, I like this scent. It has a very ocean floral scent. Maybe some jasmine is in there. I like scents that are described as like ocean wave or, you know, salt water. I like those types of scents, so I do enjoy Mermaid Cove. The Rose Milk is a very interesting scent. It's not, I would describe it sweet first, then floral. It's got a sweet vanilla scent to it, so it's not overpowering with floral. So if you're not a fan of floral or rose, you might be able to get away with this one. I'm using my Yellow Dog Designs tray, my go-to Yellow Dog Designs tray. I do have some drills already in it, loaded up and ready to go. But it's the one with the white bottom. And my multi-placer and my single placer are ones that I got from Diamond Art Club. I like Diamond Art Club's thin placers, so yeah. All right. Let's see. Last weekend was a pretty laid back weekend. I spent it with my boyfriend and his daughter. We didn't really do too much. We did go swimming. Let's see. Yes, good boyfriend. He found a dock spider and got rid of it for us without letting us know it was there. After the fact, he told us we were hanging out by a dock spider and didn't even know it. And, you know, when we left the area, he got rid of it for us. So good boyfriend for not pointing it out while we were there. The water was cold last weekend. His daughter brought her flippers, so she had fun swimming. A couple of times she wanted to go on a race with me. I didn't overexert myself, so we were pretty equal in speed, which was fine. I'm not the type to be like strictly competitive, like needing to win. Her dad is that way. I'm not going to overexert myself to try and win when it's important to her to try and win. I know some people are like that. I'm not. So I was happy just swimming with her. We got to see the puppies. My boyfriend's brother has a dog that had some puppies. She and I got to go see them. I'm not going to see them this weekend, would be my guess, just because I'm doing something else that I will tell you guys about next week, because I haven't done it yet. So it was nice to see them last weekend. My boyfriend helped me kit up Summer Solstice, a piece by Chris Bug from Diamond Art Club. Whew, boy, that was, I mean, I did it, but he was there, and he had the idea of cutting all the bags if they were the same number, leaving them connected, but separating them. And I had never thought of doing that. And let me tell you, that made it so much easier, because before I attempted anything, I put them all in numbers. Like I put all the 100s in a pile, all the 200s, all the 300s, and so on. And it made it so much easier. It was a little bit more prep work in the beginning, but it made it easier in the long run. So I was grateful for that. That was a good boyfriend idea. And he did it. He cut them all for me. I think he was willing to do it. He was willing to kit them up for me, but I don't mind doing it. It's just hard for me. I feel like I always say it. It's just I don't know if anybody's new or not. I'm dyslexic, so it's hard for me to always have the numbers right. And so I like to have someone there in case I'm searching forever for something I can't see. It's nice to ask somebody else, like, do you see this? I'm not seeing it. Because sometimes the reason I'm not seeing it is because it's not the right number. I've had that happen more than once. So it's also nice to have somebody there to be able to tell me, no, I don't see it, but, you know, that's because that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for this. So, good boyfriend for helping me. And that took up the majority of the afternoon. And then after that, we went grocery shopping and started thinking about dinner. So, kind of a uneventful weekend, but it was nice. I had an eventful week that week, so an uneventful weekend was kind of nice. Surprisingly enough, for not having too busy of a week this week, I found myself busy. It's been cooler this week. So I've been taking my dog for a walk after work, which has been great for the both of us. She's definitely been enjoying it, and I know it's been good for my mental health. I'm a bit of an introvert, so even as a kid, I've needed my alone time, my time without people. It's a concept my boyfriend doesn't quite understand. He's not so much of an introvert. He kind of sometimes, I think interprets it as I want to be away from him, but that's not the case at all. It's just I need to decompress and unwind. He's learning. But my dogs almost always join me on that. So that's been taking up a lot of my evening time because I go for like hour and a half type walking sessions. So I didn't really get too much diamond painting done early in the week. So I was surprised that I actually managed to hit my goal. Because I only set one diamond painting goal this week. And I hit it. So there's only one piece I'm working on that I have a real strong goal of finishing quickly. The other two are just kind of fun ones. This one and Summer Solstice by Chris Bug. They're just fun ones that I'm doing to do when I want to do them. No real timeline, no real rush. So I'm not really setting any goals week per week on them other than, do a section. Because my boyfriend's daughter wants me to do Summer Solstice by Chris Bug. I kind of wanted to do it, so I'm not really, I'm not upset at all, but it's just, I get it, I have to laugh that of all the kits in my stash, she wanted me to do the biggest one I have currently in my stash. She said she was gonna help me kit it up, but I knew that time would get away, and I'm not gonna hold her to it. I think it's one of those things where she meant it when she said it. I think she really did want to. It's just it never happened. Her dad ended up doing it, which is fine. I wanted to show him one of my Jaded Gem Shop kits. Because if you watched my weekly WIP update, not my weekly WIP update, if you watched my Jaded Gem Shop unboxing, I mentioned I want to do one of his, he paints, I want to do one of his paintings as a diamond art. I want to get a custom from Jaded Gem Shop of one of his paintings, and so I wanted to show him what a Jaded Gem Shop kit looks like, the quality and stuff. Which he did sit and he did look at it and he let me talk about it, but I don't think he really knows enough about diamond painting to formulate an opinion about the quality. I think he could tell by me going over it and whatnot that I think it's good quality, so it must be kind of a thing. I know sometimes when he's talking about things that interest him, I might not know exactly what he's talking about, but I can tell he's really into it. And so, it makes you excited about it too. Even though he's very stoic, I could tell that he is interested in me wanting to do one of his paintings as diamond art. He immediately had one picked out to give me. So I'm probably going to order that next month. This month, I'm trying not to buy anything. I definitely don't need to buy anything. So you wait, all the Margaret Morales kits are going to go back in stock this month. Just because I'm trying not to buy anything this month. Margaret Morales is my favorite artist. Back in April, I was doing a no-buy for diamond art kits, and a whole slew of Margaret Morales kits came in stock. And I kept my no-buy, knowing that they will probably come back in stock. And every time they come back in stock, it's when I'm sleeping and I wake up and they're already sold out. So I'm not getting my hands on any of them. That's why I'm joking. I'm going back on a no-buy for next month, and you wait and see. All the Margaret Morales kits are going to come back in stock. I'm kind of prepared for that. If they do, I'm allowing myself to buy them because I love Margaret Morales. I have some from Moon Shop that I haven't done. They're not a company anymore, so I feel okay saying that when they switched, before they went out of business, they switched the company that produced their pieces. And when they did that, it switched up how their stuff was rendered. And I'm not a huge fan of how the skin tones were rendered. So I wasn't in too much of a hurry to do those two pieces, which is why they're still in my stash instead of being worked on. I do want to work on them someday because they're beautiful pieces. If Diamond Art Club ever produces those particular images, I want to get them, and then I probably would try and do both of them just to see the difference. I realize it's either DIY Moon Shop or Die Moon Shop. I never really knew exactly how it was pronounced. I tend to call it Die Moon Shop, but again, I realize they're not a company that's in business anymore. But in case you were wondering why I'm sitting on those pieces, and I'm a huge Margaret Morales fan, it's just because of my question about the company's render of the faces, in particular, the skin tones. I've seen other creators at the time do some of those pieces that I had, and it made me think I might have to do some recharting myself, and I'm not a big fan of doing that, so I just kind of slept on them, and that's why. So I think I mentioned in another video once before, I bet my boyfriend would be interested in helping me rechart them. That seems like something that's up his alley. But I haven't asked him. So, all right. I took a bit of a coffee break and I bumped my table. So I decided to edit that. So if things look a little different, if the camera moved ever so slightly, that's why. Thought I'd tell you. This week started out kind of lazy and boring, which is other than work, which is fine. It ended with quite the eventful end. I need to start saying this in the beginning. I record these on Saturday mornings, even though they go up on Sunday afternoons or evenings. I do record all my videos on Saturday morning. So my weekend hasn't happened yet. I will talk about my weekend next week. But my sister-in-law, my brother's wife, went on a business trip. She owns her own company with 2 other women. They met in college. They all have their doctorate in early childhood education, and they decided to use their degree to create a business that creates educational apps for schools to use, because technology is the future. They're all math-based, so the kids play games, and then the teacher, it's all individualized, so the teacher gets to look at each kid and see where each kid is, doing well, but also where each kid needs a little bit extra help. Which I like that about it. But anyways, so she does go on business trips quite regularly. She's in Iowa. She left on Wednesday. She'll be back next Wednesday. So on Thursday, I showed up with my parents. We got Thai food for the adults and pizza for the girls, because the girls aren't interested in Thai food. Although the older one tried my Thai food. I got Drunken Noodles. Drunken Noodles is one of my go-tos for Thai. And she ate quite a bit of it. She's getting older. She'll be 9 next month, and she's definitely entering that next phase of childhood. It's been very obvious to me this past month. It's one of those things. I remember when my brother gave me the call to let me know she was born and that I was officially an aunt. I think I've said it before. I'm from New England. I know most Americans say aunt, but in New England we say aunt. So it's a regional thing. I'm an aunt, not an aunt. And now she's going to be 9 next month. And I don't know where the time went. Because I swear it was just last year. My brother woke me up with the phone call. Because she was born in New York. They were living in New York at the time. In fact, my youngest niece was also born in New York. But now they're in Maine now, so, which is nice, because last night I decided I wanted ice cream for dinner. So I brought my parents. I do a lot with my parents. I brought my parents to an ice cream place, and I got out of the car and I hear, "Auntie!" My brother had the same idea as me, apparently, and he brought the girls for ice cream for dinner. So we got to have a family ice cream outing. And then after, we played a round of mini golf. And, you know, it was fun. It would not have been able to have happened if they were still living in New York. So very grateful that they moved back up here. And I know they are too. I know that they love, especially now that they have a family, that they love being around family. So going back to the older one, entering her next phase of childhood, this was the first time I'd ever played mini golf with her where she was actively trying and following the rules. You know, like the younger one, for example, my younger niece, she would drag the club to guide the ball, or like she would tap it and then re-tap it before it had stopped rolling and calling it all one. Whereas the older one was actively trying. She would, you know, do it by the rules. She's, you know, entering that phase. She was competitive with herself, upset when she didn't do good, you know, very happy when she did. It was nice to see that stage. I noticed, so my younger niece just turned 6 in June. The very last day of June, she turned 6. So she just turned 6, really. And I noticed somewhere between 5 and 6 that I looked at her one day and I turned to her mom and I said, all the toddler in her is gone. She's officially a little girl. And her mom goes, yes. Her dad and I were just discussing that, how she's a kid. She's like, you know, she's no longer a toddler whatsoever at all. And I'm noticing that her older sister is entering that next phase of her childhood. It's one of those things, you want kids to grow, you want them to be healthy, but it's also kind of bittersweet. And I know that they're not my kids, but they're my kids. I was talking to their mother about that one day, and her mom goes, I understand. So I don't feel like I need to, if mom gets it, I don't need to over explain it to everybody else. You know, I'm not their mom, but they're my kids. They're my nieces, so they're my kids. And it's one of those bittersweet moments. You want them to grow up, but it's hard to see them leave those phases of childhood. Ooh. But it was fun. It was fun to hang out with them 2 nights in a row. I almost asked my brother if he wanted to have ice cream with us, but I didn't. But I'm glad. I'm glad that he had the same thoughts I did about it, and I'm glad that we saw them there. Because mini golf was fun. They're still working on and trying to fix up their mini golf course. Another ice cream store came into town last year, and I think it took quite a bit of business away from them. And their mini golf course hadn't been upgraded in probably 30 years, so they, I think, to maintain competitiveness, they decided to fix up their mini golf course. they added some new holes. But they kept some others, so. And of course the girls had to sample a little bit of everybody's ice creams. Before I even got to the table with mine, they were wanting a bite of it. And I said, let me have a bite first. Let me taste it first. The local ice cream used to have a flavor that had chocolate chip cookie dough, M&Ms, and like a fudge ripple swirl in it. They got rid of that flavor. So I used to love that one though. So I ordered chocolate chip cookie dough with M&Ms. And so when they saw me coming with M&Ms, they wanted it. And I let them have an M&M. And if an M&M fell, I let them eat it. Because we were at a table and I put down a napkin to catch any drips. Because I always hate it when you go to sit down at one of the picnic tables and it's covered in melted ice cream. So I'm one of those people that, you know, if I hate it, the next person's probably gonna hate it. Let me put down some napkins. So all of my M&M drips fell on napkins. So if one of my M&Ms fell, I let them eat it. I didn't insist on eating them. And my dad ordered an upside down banana split, so they wanted to try some of the strawberry, and then they wanted to try some of the pineapple, and my dad was happy to share. The younger one goes, I'm gonna get that next time. And my brother goes, no, you're not. That's way too much. But she ordered cherry ice cream with gummy bears. It's her go-to order. She orders it every time, and whenever you ask her what it tastes like, she says, I don't know. I've never ordered it before. But anyways, it was a good time. It was fun. I'm probably repeating myself, but I was busy, not really being busy earlier in the week. I didn't get too much crafting done. But I did accomplish goals I had set. So I'm proud of myself for that. I don't know if you all can hear that. My guinea pigs are going crazy in the other room. Something happened and set them off. So if you did hear that, I just wanted to let you know what that was. If you didn't, then it's not really a problem. I don't know what my plans are for this weekend. Well, I take that back. That's not entirely true. I do have something planned for today. it's just, I'll talk about it next WIP and chat, because it hasn't happened yet. I don't like to talk about things that haven't happened yet. It's just, it's not with my boyfriend. What I meant was I don't have anything planned with my boyfriend, which means it's probably going to be another stay at home kind of relatively lazy weekend, which is fine. I'm not complaining. Every time I think I might be done, I see a pocket of full of this color I haven't hit yet. Oh my goodness, I missed a bunch way over here too. That's the thing with confetti. This piece is full of confetti. It's very confetti heavy. And every time I put a color away, I find one I missed. I'm finding a whole bunch of colors that I had previously done, because I did start this section last night. I wanted to do all the white, because all this white was all one color. And so I wanted to do all of that, get the multi-placing done last night, and then I decided to work a little bit more on it. Because sometimes when I'm in the zone, it's worth staying there. And I'm seeing all kinds of ones that I missed. So that happens every single time I work on a section of this. You just have to expect it. The one with the diamond art computer renders, and I don't think they do hand touch-ups like Jaded Gem Shop computer renders, but they also go in and kind of do some hand touch-ups. I believe the one with the diamond art is just computer render, so you're gonna have some, or you're gonna have a lot of confetti. But I don't mind the way the renders look when they're completed. I don't mind the way that it looks. I don't have a problem with the rendering. So, and I'm not one to mind confetti, other than, you know, you can't expect to see every single color when you're working on it. You're gonna just have to know that you're gonna put the color away and then pull it back out again. I'm liking this piece. I like the yellow flowers. If you're gonna work on for myself, one of my tricks to working on a heavy computer rendered piece, or a heavy confetti piece, usually it's computer render, on a computer rendered piece with a lot of confetti, is getting one that has colors that you enjoy working with, because you're going to be pulling out those colors quite regularly. And a lot of those colors are going to be similar like if you don't like yellow, don't get this one, because this one has a lot of yellow and there's a lot of different tones of yellow. I love yellow, so I'm enjoying working on it and pulling out all the different yellows and stuff. Like, I can't tell you how many different shades of yellow are in this little flower right here. There's a lot though. So that would be my trick. Stick to color palettes that speak to you if you're doing a computer rendered piece. And don't beat yourself up if directly after you put one away, you discover 4 or 5 that you missed. Because I've already seen 3 or 4 of the previous symbol. It's just the nature of confetti heavy kits. I think that there is a place for confetti heavy kits. I think that they are pretty. I enjoy them. If it's a piece of art that I think would suit computer rendering, usually something that's more like leaning watercolor, or something that you want to have those like soft feathery lines to, something that's more feminine, I think suits computer rendering better. So if it's a piece like that, I will go for computer render. Oh goodness, I can't think of the name of Mandy Manzano. Something like Mandy Manzano or Hannah Lynn. That's kind of got those line art crispness to it. I think those types of artwork, even though they're still kind of feminine, those crisp lines, I think do better with hand charting. Whereas something like this that's kind of feminine and soft lines, I think this piece works with computer charting. So I also think sometimes it's knowing the piece you're working on. Because there are some pieces that I wouldn't, that I think suit for hand charted, and some pieces that I think suit for computer render. I think computer rendering suits this one. There. I'm trying to all right. I think that's it for today. That was my week. I got to go out and take my dog for some walks, which was good for both of us. And then I got to end the week with some time with my nieces and my brother and my parents. So some family time at the end of the week. I hope you all had a great week. I thank everyone for joining me today. I appreciate everyone who stops by. I hope you have a great day. Bye.